first of all, the Board of Trustees as a born-again Christian. I want to thank you for that prayer that you did earlier. I want you to know I've been to a lot of these different kinds of meetings before, and that is rare to see that. Thank you for your courage to do that. Also, as a U.S. military veteran, I want to thank you for standing for the Pledge of Allegiance for the flag. And that's really what I want to talk about tonight. Today at Canyon High School, a teacher by the name of Miss Prather, she denied a student their right to freedom of speech. So it's one thing to stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. It's quite another to stand for the rights that go behind that pledge. And what was happening was the students were asked to write something that was affirming on a star they were going to hang on the wall. And this one student said, "Jesus loves you." And that was the words of affirmation that they wanted to declare. And the teacher told the students, "You cannot write that because that is a violation of separation of church and state." Now, not only is that factually incorrect, but we have to understand that everything a teacher does and says in the classroom, if we want to empower lifelong success in our students, we have to understand that everything they say and do in the classroom, they teach. Everything. So what did they learn today at Canyon High School? Is that it's not okay to express your First Amendment rights in a school setting if you're a Christian. And unfortunately, that was the lesson. I'm not here to berate anyone. I'm not here to upbraid anyone. I'm here simply to inform you of what took place. And judging from your prayer, and judging from the Pledge of Allegiance, I have full confidence in you guys to take this matter up and see that it gets corrected. Because we don't want any of the students in Canyon Independent School District to learn that it's not okay to stand for your rights and to express your rights freely. It's okay for in a school setting for a child in a public school to say that Jesus loves you. That's okay. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That is constitutionally protected speech. And I would like this teacher to be spoken to and have that corrected. Anyway, thank you very much. God bless all of you. And I don't want to run over on my time. God bless.
Help me with the last name.
Penkoski.
Penkoski. Mr. Penkoski, please. Thank you for being here.
I'd also like to read it, the sentiment. As a born-again Christian and minister, I'd like to thank you for that prayer. And as a veteran, I want to thank you for the Pledge of Allegiance as well. I am a parent of a student that goes to Canyon High School, and one of her classes is with Ms. Prather. And I want to talk about and mention to you that bring your attention a concern regarding this incident and that occurred today in the classroom. A lot of people believe, because we're in Texas, that we are shielded from activist ideologies in public education, but recent events suggest otherwise. Today, a young student was participating in an activity where they were asked to write words of affirmation on paper stars. While the exercise seemed harmless, the situation quickly raised serious constitutional and ethical concerns. A student wrote "Jesus loves you" on her star, only to be told by Ms. Prather that such a statement was not permitted, allegedly due to Texas law and the so-called separation of church and state. This response is deeply troubling. Ms. Prather displays an LGBT pride flag on her desk, identifies her classroom as a safe space, has the sign on the door outside of her door with Buffalo Outland Pride, and has the Black Lives Matter fist on her desk as well. A student writes "Jesus loves you" on their star, only to be told not permitted. This is a clear indication, the pride flags, the fist, of her support for a particular set of social and political beliefs. If such messaging is allowed, why are students restricted from expressing their own sincerely held religious beliefs, especially when doing so in a non-disruptive, student-led context? The separate church and state is not a law but legal interpretation, often weaponized by well-funded organizations to coerce schools into compliance through legal intimidation. These groups often have no ties to the community or students they claim to represent. The First Amendment does, however, protect the free exercise of religion, particularly for students. While teachers, as agents of the state, must remain neutral, students do not forfeit their right to religious expression in the classroom. And in this case, the student's right was not just ignored, it was actively suppressed. What's more concerning, this is not an isolated incident. A previous classroom activity led by the same teacher encouraged students to share personal stories in a group setting. One student shared explicit content involving polyamorous relationships and mentioned a minor in a sexual context, all with no objection from this teacher. This kind of conversation, especially when initiated or sanctioned by a teacher, is wholly inappropriate in a public school setting and raises serious concerns about professionalism and judgment. I raise my children with Christian values, principles of abstinence, respect for the sanctity of marriage between one man and one woman. As a parent, I don't expect teachers to reinforce my beliefs, but I do expect them not to undermine or replace them with ideologies rooted in sexual activism and social engineering. This double standard is unmistakable. Promotion of progressive sexual ideology is permitted while Christian students are censored. This is unacceptable. My question is, what is this administration going to do about this? Will this be investigated or ignored like many concerns across the country?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.